We went to New York to meet the people in the New York office for television. And for what's called club dates. Club dates are not nightclub engagements. Club dates are one-nighters that you do for specialized audiences, like the Illinois Funeral Directors Association or the Eastern Gas Dealers Association. You know, they're one night. They call them industrials now or corporates, but they were called club dates. And we had to meet the club date agents. We wanted to meet the television agents, so he's showing us around, and we did all of that. And we had an audition for The Tonight Show. I don't remember the audition. I just remember an interesting moment. Jack had to go back to Boston. He had to hitchhike. We were in New York, and Jack lives in Boston still. Murray Becker, Jack, and I are in The Tonight Show. And we auditioned, and we've been told, okay, well, we'll let you guys know and everything. So we go out to the elevator banks on that floor. And Jack had to go to Boston. And Murray had to go to the legal department of a GAC with the contract or something. And I had to take a shit. So we're standing at that elevator. I'll never forget this. We've laughed about this a lot. Murray said, okay. You go to Boston, you take a shit, I'm going to the legal department. It's just it would be a great title for a book, But I guess we auditioned and we got our date a little while later in October. In our club act, we didn't have much off-color stuff. We didn't have anything like that. The centerpiece of what we did, and the thing that was on The Tonight Show, this is my first network appearance ever, October in 1960. Jack Burns and I, in our act, he would imitate, we did Huntley and Brinkley. He would do Huntley, I would do Brinkley. We also did Nixon and Kennedy. He would do Kennedy, I did Nixon, although I later learned to do the Kennedy, and my Kennedy was better, so we switched that. But my Nixon was just... and his Kennedy was with the hand in the pocket and the whatever. And we would have Huntley imitate one of them. Huntley would imitate me as Nixon, would interview me as Nixon, and Brinkley as I as Brinkley would interview him as Kennedy, and that was our little 6-minute package for The Tonight Show, and it was very current and timely because of the Kennedys in the White House in 1960. I mean, actually, it was October. It was a month before the election, so the Kennedy-Nixon debates were hot news. So I think that's how we got the job. That, and we were young and reasonably not unattractive, and we made a nice appearance and so forth. So my mother would say, "You look reasonable. You look reasonable." So there we were, and we didn't have to do anything different. We knew to play to the studio audience for the laughs, but we also knew that the lines would get through no matter what. They knew the routine. It was timed out around, I guess it was 5 to 6.5 minutes, something like that. And whatever it was that we were doing in our show, we had tailored it to fit their time. It probably was a little longer in the clubs, and we tailored it to fit their time, and that was all agreed upon, and we learned it that way. We learned the television version. 2 years later, Burns and I broke up amicably. I had wanted to be a single. He knew that. He had really wanted to be in acting, and I'm the one who kind of forced it a little, but he went right into Second City where he could use the acting skills, and I became a single. Mort Saul, who had helped us back in the Hollywood days, in that brief little thing in the coffee house, Mort had gotten us, Burns and Carlin, gotten us into The Hungry Eye. He'd interested Enrico Banducci in our act, and we fit that kind of thing. We fit that milieu. So we did The Hungry Eye. Now, Burns and I are broken up, and I'm a single, and Mort and Murray resumed being my manager. And we knew that in between Paar, because Paar had left, and they didn't know who the new host was going to be. Nobody knew Johnny Carson would be the host someday. This is what I call the interregnum. They had people for a week that they would try out. Don't even remember. I'm sure Bill Dana was one of them. I don't even remember who they had. People who were able to handle an anchor desk like that. And Mort Saul had a week of his own. And we knew that, and we asked him, would you consider having George on? By then I was a single and I was doing the Kennedy. We must lower the quota of sugar from Cuba